Trebuchet can't handle that eye roll, they're going to deduct points. And if it has something to make it shoot farther, such as like you have a magnet to make it shoot farther, then that's going to be serious deductions. And if you have a battery powered release mechanism, that is also going to be a deduction because they don't allow that in here. You can't have a radio controlled one, but you can have a battery powered one. Okay, that's to mess up that. Okay, building parameters. Like I said, it must fit into 65 by 65 centimeter box. And the arm, which is the part that actually moves during shooting, must stay inside the 65 by 65 by 65 centimeter box when in resting position. So that is in resting position right now, and when it's actually fired, that's called active fire position, and that does not have to stay inside the box. It's 65 by 65 by 65. And like that, the catapult doesn't make the arm move faster, like a robotic pulley. And the launch system got radio controlled, as I already said earlier. Okay, a little bit of insight to how Science Olympiad works. Alright, the competitions. There are 4 competitions every year. You have in January, you get your invitationals competition, which is like a practice run to see how well you compare to anybody else. So, like for instance, we were at Ravenna, Koyman's. Yeah, okay. So we were up at Ravenna for this year's invitationals, and you get to compete against other people who come, such as Eagle Hill and like Woodbury. So we got to try out ourselves against them, and some events, yes, we did take home medals. And then in March, you will have your regionals event, the regionals competition, which has already happened, and that's where I got that medal from. And in April, it will be on April 21st. That is going to be our state competition up in Albany, up in sunny Ulster. And in May, you're going to have our national, then the national competition is going to happen, which our school has never been to that. And that will be at the University of Orlando. Okay, invitationals. So anybody can go to invitationals. They don't care how well you do. You're going to be able to go to any other event after that. Like any other competition. You're guaranteed a chance at regionals, and you're guaranteed regionals and invitationals. After that, it's not guaranteed. So it won't affect you in any way. So at regionals, this is actually the first competition that's actually going to affect how far you go. So you compete against schools in our area. So like for us, we compete against Scarsdale, Nyack. I'm not sure if they're there, but okay. Yeah, actually they were. Like Ardsley's and John Jay, and plenty of other schools. So you're scored individually and as a whole team. So like for every event you do, you will get scored, and then to choose who goes on to the state level competition, they rank your team. So Soames, we have 2 teams, Soames A and Soames B. I was on Soames A for Stormy Castle, and we got on to the state competition for Soames A. Soames B sadly did not make it. And states is the second actual competition. You compete with the best teams in the state. That will be the top 4 winners from every regionals. So for us, the top 2 is what I remember. That would be us and Scarsdale. Scarsdale in first place, us in second place. And so then again, each of the events are judged individually, and then you're also scored again as a team to decide who goes to the nationals. And the nationals is the final Science Olympiad tournament of the year. That is where you get to compete against the best teams in the country. Now, for us, it is actually a lot harder for us to get into the nationals, because in New York, the state is actually like more or less harder than nationals, because like we do have teams in this state that like rate number 6 in nationals. So it's going to be very hard for us at states. And our school, so as I've said, we have A and B teams. And the teams are made up of 15 students each. And we decide who goes on A and B teams by something called runoffs. And it's like an in-school competition to see, okay, who got the best in each event. So for instance, if there are 2 people and they're competing separately on an event, then only the best person in that event actually gets to go, because only one person can be the winner. So if you have two teams, then it makes it slightly easier, because if you get in second place, you're on B team, first place A team. And for A team, it's the hardest to get on in our school, because this is the team that we actually expect to go to states, which we did, so apparently it worked out. Okay, so for B team, it's really easy to get on. So like for instance, like B team, anybody in second place for any event gets to go on B team. And if you only have like 4 people in an event, you're guaranteed a spot on the team already. So like for instance, compute this for me. There are only 4 people on the whole event, so I was pretty much guaranteed a spot. And you can also pick up events right on that day for B team. So like for instance, at the competition, one person on the B team actually picked up an event called Optics on the day of the competition. And now I will demonstrate for you.
Did you build that yourself?
A little bit of help.
There.
A little bit of help from Miss Biggs and a little bit of help from my dad. Yes. So, I don't know that on me, but normally my trebuchet will shoot somewhere around 10 meters.
If you hit Coach Reeve, it's automatic A visit.
Or F, depending on how you look at it.
Hey.
Alright.
See, you've said
So-
that several times before.
I'll point out some stuff. For instance, this is a counterweight. I have 3 of them right here. You're only supposed to get 2 at the actual competition. Here's an S hook, because like obviously I can't fit an eyeball onto here. Here's the arm, which when I unhatch it, if I actually had a weight on it, it would just go like this, and it would actually just fling. And then this will release, and the ball would just go flying. And this would be called the runway, which basically, like a plane,